Vice President Kamala Harris just sat down with NBC News chief foreign affairs correspondent Andrea Mitchell for an exclusive interview from the Munich Security Conference and addressed that Chinese surveillance balloon. Take a look.
But why shoot first when we didn't have a policy in place?
Well, let's be clear, first of all, as it relates to the Chinese balloon, we shot it down because it needed to be shot down because we were confident that it was used by China to spy on the American people.
The president, of course, has reached out to China saying he expects to talk to President Xi. They have said today that it was accidental, that we're overreacting, that there can't be this kind of dialogue given our reaction, or there shouldn't be this kind of dialogue.
We will maintain the perspective that we have in terms of what should be the relationship between China and the United States. That is not going to change, but surely and certainly that balloon was not helpful, which is why we shot it down.
And Andrea Mitchell joins us now live from Munich. It's great to have you on. Tell us what more you heard from Vice President Kamala Harris.
Well, on the Chinese balloon, specifically saying that she does expect more dialogue. And all indications are that that call between President Biden and President Xi is going to happen. But that the relationship is important. It has to be a close relationship. I asked her about the fact that there's been no military-to-military calls, that even during the Cold War, we had a hotline, and that there could be the risk of a severe risk of miscalculation, of an accident. And she said that there has to be communication. So it's very clear that the White House believes that this relationship is too important, and clearly that the Chinese believe that as well. And I should point out that Wang Yi, the top diplomat, is here in Munich, and Secretary Blinken arrived today. They're both giving talks tomorrow. Vice President Harris is giving a big foreign policy speech here tomorrow. And every expectation that there could be that contact between China's diplomat and Secretary Blinken, who of course canceled his meeting in Beijing because of the balloon incident, that could happen this weekend, if not now, perhaps at the G20.
Andrea, Elise here. Clearly, Ukraine is going to factor in a huge way on the agenda, but what specifically are you hearing from your sources about any chance or hope for international coordination against the Russians and their war crimes?
That is a major focus here, Elise. Exactly. Kamala Harris talked about that. The vice president says, I'm a former prosecutor. She talked about the atrocities. She talked about the children. I asked her about more than 6,000 children that, according to a State Department report, have been abducted or being sent to, quote, re-education camps. And so she talked about that. President Zelensky addressed the conference today by satellite, of course, but starting in English. He was here last year, just days before the war broke out, by the way, that trip that he took against U.S. advice because they were concerned he would be shot down in the airspace, and he came anyway. And what you're seeing here is a united front on Ukraine, more so than at any time. And in fact, for the first time, the Russians have not been invited by the Germans to this conference. The Chinese are here, but the Russians have not been invited. This is a united front, although there is some division. NATO already signaling that on Sweden and Finland being admitted to NATO, they would be willing to split the two and let Finland in first because of Turkey and NATO members' opposition to Sweden for their own domestic reasons. That is not the U.S. position. The U.S. position is at least those two countries are ready for admission. The rest of NATO, including the U.S., have all said that. It's just Hungary and Turkey that are objecting.